If you're planning a Disney trip, you most likely have everything figured out. You've got tickets ordered, hotels booked, plans figured out, conclusions reached, everything is settled. Of course, this is simply what the average Disney family vacation looks like, and not fully going over everything can lead to some disappointments during your trip. So without further ado, let's go over 10 of the most common mistakes that Disney guests make upon their first trip. And even if you're a seasoned professional, Disney's constantly changing their rules. So if you don't know all the changes and details coming to the parks, this video is perfect for you. Now let's get started. First of all, it's something you're all probably more familiar with, lightning lanes. You need to book them fast. Typically for the Disney day, lightning lanes open up around 7 a.m. So you will definitely want to be waiting till the literal first minute to book those lightning lanes because they sell out lightning fast, no pun intended. So if the lightning lane opens up at 7 a.m., you will literally want to be at your phone at 6:59 waiting to that first minute of 7 a.m. to book that lightning lane. Lightning lanes go out quick. They're gone in an instant and you really want to book them within that first minute or else you're really not going to get them. Okay, moving on to number 9, rope drop. Rope drop is vital. More often than not, people will rope drop a ride that's definitely going to be available later and doesn't often get long lines. Yeah, it could be a classic like Pirates of the Caribbean or other Disney classics. These rides more often than not will not get a super high wait time. You will definitely have the ability to get on these rides later in the day. You want to use your rope drop for a ride that you probably won't get on later in the day. This can be like Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, or any other ride that typically exceeds an hour wait time average throughout the day. If you are going to be a first-time visitor, I promise you will get on the Disney classics. Everyone wants to go on those. Some of these newer, more popular rides you probably haven't heard of. Trust me, use those as your rope drop. And for those of you who don't know, rope drop is basically just a guaranteed ride of the day. You know, first thing in the morning, it's the first ride you go to, and lines aren't typically as bad as they are later in the day. Okie dokie, number 7, understanding what to do if a ride breaks down. Now, breakdowns are more common than you may think. They can definitely happen during your day, and don't panic if they do. So here's what happens. You're waiting in a line and then the ride breaks down. What do? Okay, I recommend getting out of that line within the first minute. I do not recommend waiting there. Believe it or not, ride breakdowns are less random than you think. They may break down for a scheduled technical rehearsal, and the ride may not even be broken. It may just need to receive downtime just due to other facts. More often than not, ride downtime is going to be longer than you expect. I mean, yeah, it won't be down forever, but I don't really recommend waiting around. You got to keep in mind that these Disney rides are complex machines, and a ride could be down for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. Speaking from experience, you want to stay nearby the ride, keep monitoring it, definitely use the Disney app for that. Maybe do some shopping, get a snack close by, but don't wait in the line. Definitely don't wait in the line. Also keep in mind if you are monitoring the app, you can see when the ride comes back on and then you can run to that line again. This will secure you a 5-minute walk onto the ride, unless of course there's already a line built up. But it's just good to keep these things in mind because ride breakdowns are more common than you think. Okay, number 6. This is a big one, park hopping. For starters, don't park hop midday. Just don't do it. Why, you may ask? Well, that's prime park hopping time for everyone else, and Disney transports can get crowded. You could possibly be spending 1 to 2 hours waiting for a Disney transport. Yes, that's right. Just like lines for rides, lines for basically everything else in the theme park are also long. There is a lot of people at this park. I would recommend park hopping near 5 p.m. Typically, that's right after most people park hop to their last park of the day, and you can also use park hopping to strategically plan for parades or nighttime shows or anything else they're doing in the Disney parks. Again, always monitor the app. Everything is in the app. Think of it this way. The things you do are important, but when you do those things is also important. Moving on to number 5. This is unfortunate, but yeah. For the fireworks, you are going to be standing shoulder to shoulder with people forever. For Magic Kingdom, everyone gathers around the central castle hub. Everyone in the park. It's extremely crowded. This is my park logic strategy for basically every theme park. Always go against the flow. Go away from the crowd and choose different things than what everyone is doing. If you want to watch fireworks, you should probably stand away from the crowd because not only are you going to be in and around a ton of people if you're within the crowd, but you're also going to be spending 30 plus minutes trying to exit with so many different people. So stand like off to the center or find maybe a later time or another thing to do. Typically, when the fireworks are going, the majority of Disney guests are watching them, so this may be the perfect time to get one or two last rides before the end of the night. Moving on to number 4, stacking lightning lanes. Now, if you can, I would highly recommend stacking multiple lightning lanes, like literally booking every 2 hours, and then doing like rapid fire rides, like over and over again. Most people just book and then ride and then book and then ride, but if you stack up lightning lanes, you will literally have a backlog of rides to go on. This definitely can get expensive, but secures a very fun time, and it's honestly your best chance of getting re-rides and doing everything you want to do in the day. Okay, moving on to number 3. Underestimating walking geography. Disney parks are way bigger than they seem. I would highly suggest planning your trip either counterclockwise or clockwise depending on opening day crowd flow. Now obviously this varies depending on what Disney park you're going to, but more often than not, the parks follow a circular pattern. If you see during the opening hours that the majority of people are going to the left or to the right, pick the way with less people. Obviously that goes back to what I was saying about going against the flow. This can tie into your lightning lane booking schedule. You can specifically book rides that are linked in the same area, meaning you can tackle it land by land. This definitely helps you to avoid wasting lots of time zigzagging through the park and lots of energy. You can be walking anywhere from 10 to 20 miles in a theme park. So naturally, to minimize that, you want to avoid repeating places you've already been. Now, obviously, people might want to rewrite it, schedules change, rides break down, as I mentioned before, but if you try to stay on schedule, it'll help you to avoid lots of fatigue and overall just help you have a better day. Okay, moving on to number 2. Now, this ties into a couple of other things I was saying. As you know, theme park lines get long for the rides, but they also get long for the food and the shows and everything else. Specifically the food. You kind of want to follow a too early, too late pattern. For example, most people eat breakfast at 9 a.m., most people eat lunch at 12, and most people eat dinner at 6. This applies to sit-down restaurants as well as quick service. You want to be earlier or later. So if lunch is at 12, you'll want to eat at 1 or 2. Also, keep in mind that during peak eating hours, typically you'll find shorter wait times for the rides. Again, going against the flow. Okie dokie, now finally moving on to my number 1 park logic tip, the best tip for any Disney family planning their Disney vacation. You are going to want to hear me out on this because a lot of people don't know about this. Stop trying to maximize rides and maximize magical moments. Quote that, put it on a coffee mug, do whatever you want to, embroider it on your shirt. So many people just want Disney for the rides, and I'm telling you, theme parks are so much more than rides. Yeah, it's the main thing that attracts guests to theme parks, but more often than not, you'll find so many other things to do besides rides. For a family vacation specifically, I encourage this the most. When I first became a theme park enthusiast, I loved rides. I would literally go to a theme park and just get on ride after ride after ride after ride over and over again. And by the end of the day, not only was I completely exhausted, but I was also so fatigued from waiting any lines that I kind of became lazy and didn't want to go in any more lines. This can definitely lead to some disappointments because yes, if you're going to Disney, you're naturally gonna wait in lines unless you have like completely, fully all lightning lanes or something, I don't know. But patience is a virtue, and sometimes you need to wait in lines and sometimes it takes long, which is the main reason why maximizing fun rather than just going on rides over and over again will help. The entire reason you're at Disney World, unless you're just completely a ride enthusiast, is most likely to have good memories with your family. So I would definitely recommend just spending time with them, making memories, maybe meet with characters, find more little moments that bring you enjoyment rather than just going on rides over and over again. Because, you'll probably get motion sickness if you do that anyways. Okay, here's some honorable mention tips, literally following up on what I just said. Yeah, I would definitely recommend taking breaks. Sit down on a bench, there's like hundreds of them throughout the park, find shade, definitely find shade. Hydrate, be relaxed, don't be stressed. And of course, all of these recommendations are definitely variables. Anything could happen in a theme park. As well as this is, if your plans change, you can't stick to them like concrete. They probably will change. I'd give it a solid 70% chance that something will change. That constantly happens, so I would loosely stick to your plan and understand that change will happen. And be ready to adapt and maybe form a new plan. be ready for spontaneous things to happen because nothing is completely on schedule in a theme park. And rather than stressing about your plan the entire day, I would be more relaxed. It's a vacation. And there you have it, my top 10 tips for vacations at Disney World, mostly for families or first timers. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys again next time.